The man accidentally witnessed the secret deal between the officer and the gang. In order to silence him, the officer immediately sent a soldier to get rid of him. The soldier quietly installed a bomb on the man's car and then drove away at high speed. At this time, the bomb in the car also quietly began to count down, and the man knew nothing about it. Just then, a bee flew into the car. The man drove and waved to drive it away, but he couldn't get it out. Not long after, he was completely enraged by the bee and drifted to the side of the road. After jumping out of the car, he began to wave his hands frantically to drive away the bee. But he didn't notice that the bomb in the car was about to explode. When the man saw the bee landed on the bumper, he immediately took off his shoes and slapped it to death. At the same time, the countdown of the bomb just returned to 0. The soldier in the distance looked at the explosion scene and confidently thought that the mission was completed, but he never expected that the man just escaped. He stood in front of the burned car, secretly rejoicing in shock. The next day, the man drove on the road again, and the soldier followed closely in a jeep. Then he shot through the man's car tank with a gun, and the gasoline leaked all the way. However, the man was concentrating on talking to his wife while driving and didn't notice it at all. After hanging up the phone, he was about to use the cigarette lighter, but he pulled it out directly because of excessive force. The man threw it out of the window. The next second, the gasoline was instantly ignited. The soldier behind him didn't have time to react, and the whole car rushed into the sea of fire. Fortunately, he jumped out of the car in time and saved his life. The commander was very angry about the 2 consecutive failures, so he ordered the soldiers to complete the task as soon as possible. To be safe, the soldier found a top killer. At this time, the man happened to come to a gas station. When refueling, the worker found the bullet hole on the tank, but the man didn't care, so the worker casually stuck the chewing gum in his mouth to the hole. When the man stood aside and blew his hair, the killer approached quietly. He was holding a handkerchief soaked with drugs and was about to kill. But at the critical moment, the handkerchief was blown into the killer's mouth by the man. The killer was choked and fell back into a pile of tires. When he finally struggled out, the mechanism in his hand was suddenly triggered. The tire exploded instantly and he was blown away. The commander was furious after the successive failures and decided to do it himself. On this day, the man Mark just brought his family home. As soon as he entered the door, he didn't expect the commander to hide behind the door. Then the commander drew his gun and pointed it at them. The couple was scared and at a loss. At this moment, an old man from the neighbor's house accidentally pushed the door in and accidentally saved the family.